Do you want more success, more growth, more results? Then it's time for the Boundless Success Accelerator from the Modern Observer Group. This isn't your average coaching program. It's where top performers come to dominate. Weekly group sessions, on-demand coaching, a community that's got your back, and a power-packed library of tools to supercharge your business and career. No more excuses, no more waiting. Get in, level up, and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Visit us at modernobserver.com/boundlesssuccess to join today. Let's get you to the next level. We're here because the news is being distorted. We're here because people are being inundated with misinformation on social media. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth. Iran wants to return to the negotiating table. A move to restrict China's land grab, job challenges for recent graduates, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Iran reportedly wants to restart U.S. nuclear talks as Israeli strikes continue. On Sunday, Iran canceled scheduled nuclear talks with the U.S., but yesterday, news outlets reported that it was signaling a willingness to resume them and asking allies to urge President Trump to press Israel for a ceasefire. Meanwhile, Israel and Iran continued to trade missile strikes, with one Israeli attack hitting Iran's state broadcaster while it was live on the air. As Israeli attacks on Iran intensified, Trump posted on social media that Tehran should be immediately evacuated. Trump left the G7 summit a day earlier than planned in order to address the situation. President Trump said he was working on a real end to the conflict in the Middle East as the U.S. expanded its military footprint in the region, where the war between Israel and Iran entered a fifth day. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple, he told reporters on Air Force One as he returned to Washington early from the G7 summit in Canada. We'll come down so hard if they do anything to our people. I think they know not to touch our troops. Trump left the meeting in Canada after signing onto a G7 statement calling for peace and stability in the Middle East, saying he wasn't doing so to work on a ceasefire, but something much bigger than that. Asked to clarify, Trump said he wanted an end, a real end, not a ceasefire. Prosecutors revealed more details about actions they believe were taken by Vance Bolter, the man accused of killing one Minnesota lawmaker along with her husband and injuring another politician and his wife, as they brought federal charges of murder and stalking. Is already facing state charges. They allege Bolter visited the homes of two more state legislators the night of the shooting with plans to target them as well, but one was on vacation and he fled after police arrived at the home of the other. Bolter, who was found by police Sunday after a manhunt, is being held without bail until a court appearance next week. A group of bipartisan lawmakers introduced the Agricultural Foreign Investment Disclosure Improvements Act, known as AFIDA, this month. The legislation seeks to implement recommendations published by the Government Accountability Office in January 2024, which found the AFIDA was ill-equipped to combat foreign ownership of American agricultural land. Some of its other measures propose requiring AFIDA reporting for foreign persons holding more than 1% interest in U.S. farmland, boosting the sharing of information between the Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States and the Department of Agriculture, and updating the AFIDA handbook. Recent college graduates are aggressively hunting for their first job. But they're facing one significant problem. The labor market is deteriorating for them. Economic research from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York indicated the labor market deteriorated noticeably in the first quarter of 2025, with those just entering the workforce taking the hardest hits. The Labor Department reported that employers added 139,000 jobs in May, while unemployment held steady at 4.2%. The unemployment rate for all college grads was 2.7%, but the rate for those between the ages of 22 and 27 years old jumped to 5.8%, according to the New York Federal Reserve. That's the highest reading since 2021. A major factor in the slowdown in hiring of recent graduates is the fact that businesses no longer consider a college education of value. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.